everyone. It's definitely Afzan here with SOW Victory Fest 2022. In case you're wondering what this show is all about, I'm kind of excited about today's episode and conversation because today we're talking about mental disorders in the professional world. I don't know if you have had any experience with this topic, but you and I know this can sometimes be a taboo conversation. People don't want to talk about it, but you know what, folks, I am really excited because our guest today, hosted by our own soul ambassador all the way from Ireland, Pauline Kwasniak and Afzan are here today. So if you're tuning in and this topic is important to you, I just want to say, take this video out and share it out with your colleagues, your friends, and your families, and your connections, and invite them to watch the show. And in case you don't know what the show is all about, well, SOW Victory Fest pre-show is a talk show that features talks, conversations, stories that elevate and celebrate women who inspire change for a more equitable and empowered world. And yes, it is scheduled for May 10 to May 12th this year. So I'm excited to invite all you folks out there, come join us because we have a great lineup. Go to our website, sowvictory.com, May 10 to 12. And folks, this is the show that's coming up right up. Give me 30 seconds. I'll bring them on stage. I can't even talk today. All right, be right back.
Good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pauline Kwasniak. I'm coming to you all the way from Ireland, 5 p.m. local time today here. I know you are watching us from all different parts of the world, so it might be good morning to you, good afternoon, maybe even good evening, but I'm sure we are going to have an amazing show. Now, the topic that I have been asked to talk about and to host on this show today is not something that I am an expert at, but I am here to learn, and I am here to interview my guest who is an expert, an activist, and who will be able to teach us all about this topic and about this issue. So, without further ado, maybe we can bring our guest here with us to the stage. And hello, Afzan.
Hello, Pauline. How are you?
Hello. Very, very good. You're very welcome. Tell us, where are you joining us from?
I'm from Malaysia, and it's actually midnight right now.
Midnight. Oh my gosh. So there you go. This is the power of virtual, that people are joining us at all crazy hours of the night. How are you managing to stay awake?
Well, I took a nap today, so that helped.
I think this is a very good advice for any speaker out there. Sleep during the day. I had a conference one night at 2 a.m. as well, so I can definitely relate to you. Okay, Afzan, your full name, and please tell me if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Afzan Yas Mohammed Ramli.
Yes.
And
that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is a long name, but you told me that people used to call you something shorter. You had a nickname, which was?
Yes, Baban. It's right there
Baban.
on the screen. Yeah, Baban. Baban. I don't know what it means, but my friends gave me that nickname in high school, and it stuck.
And now you have a social handle that I learned that is connected to your nickname because it's Babanology. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And you're raising a very important awareness, and you're talking about very important topic on your social media channels. So before we discuss it, where can people follow you with Babanology?
You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is Babanology, and I also run a YouTube channel, also Babanology, where I interview people with real mental health issues, where they share their stories, just like you're doing
Lovely.
now with me.
Amazing, amazing. I look forward to following you and also learning more and watching. But you are very, very kind to join us here today to discuss a very, very important issue, which is mental health in a professional world, the implications, the limitations, as well as teach us a little bit about the importance of having sort of a strategy as well in the workplace to deal with it and not to exclude people. But you are an architect by profession.
Yes, I am. I'm an architect.
Okay.
Mhm.
And during your career, you have noticed that you were suffering with symptoms of a bipolar almost your entire life, and you didn't
Mm-hmm.
know about it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
tell us a little bit how that diagnosis came about in your life, and what it meant for you and what has changed.
I was diagnosed in 2019. At that time, I suffered a very bad depressive episode. I experienced depression for months, triggered by an event, a big event that happened in my life, to the point that I was having suicidal thoughts. And that really scared me. So I decided, that's it, this cannot go on. So I decided to go and get psychiatric help. And that was when I learned that I had bipolar disorder, and I've been living with it almost all my life, but I didn't know about it. I thought it was just, me being moody, me being rebellious, and things like that. But it turned out that I actually have a mental disorder. I know I don't really like using the term disorder
Yeah.
or illness, but it's a fact that I have to face. I have a mental disorder, and by acknowledging it, I address it and I find a solution for it. And I've been in therapy and medication since, and I still am going for therapy and
Yeah.
on medication.
I think we should come up with better names for so many things in today's society. I totally agree with you. It's not the correct name
Mhm.
to have it. But what you said, Afzan, was very, very interesting. That there was an event in your life that triggered
Mhm. Yeah.
your depression. So,
Yes.
do you think for most people, they never discovered that they suffer with a mental health issue because there isn't a time in their life where they sort of able to sit down and think about it and reach out for help?
Um, Honestly, I cannot speak for other people, but from my experience, my own experience, and from the people I've spoken to, there usually is a trigger for the symptoms that one is, that one experiences.
Yeah.
And and different people experience mental health issues in different ways. What triggers me may not be a trigger to you. So different people experience differently, and I think that is what makes mental health issues so it's a complex issue. It's not as
Yeah.
simple as, oh, she's having suicidal thought because her boyfriend left her. No, it's not as simple. It's not as simple as that. So it's important for us to really, really get to know a person. And I remember, because my first meeting with my therapist, what she didn't immediately diagnose me. She
Mm.
she dug through my history, what my childhood was like, what my teenage years were like, what my working life was like when I started working, all the way back to my childhood. So all whatever you experience in your life may contribute to you having a mental health issue.
Yeah, I think this is very important what you just said, that different people are triggered by different things and they react to different things, and something that maybe is not as emotional or challenging for one person certainly is for another one. We're all different. And
Mhm.
Afsan, tell me, how did your boss how did your boss react when you told him or told her that you were suffering with this? What was the reaction in the workplace?
For actually, I told my colleagues first because
Mhm.
I'm closest with my colleagues, and actually their reaction was like, everything makes sense now. Because I suppose there were signals, there were behaviors throughout, because I've been working in the same company since 2008. So
Okay.
2008 until now, it's like what, 13, 14 years. So they have been with me all these 14 years, and they've seen me develop. They've seen me, my behavior, the changes in my behavior, the changes in my mood, and they immediately noticed when I started therapy and started being on medication. And they were like, this finally makes sense. Your behavior before this makes sense. And they've been very supportive since. They even remind me to take my medication sometimes. And in terms of my boss, I informed him, and he suggested that, whenever I needed a break, or
Mhm.
just to uh, get out of the office to get some air or take a short walk, he said, feel free to do that. So I feel very supported by my colleagues and also my boss.
That's really, really important to be
Hmm.
supported in your professional workspace, because it doesn't
Yeah.
really limit your ability to do your job well and to do your job correctly. It just means that
Yes.
people have to pay attention and do their best to support you. And you do feel supported, you said.
Yes, yes, I do. In fact, in 2017, I was appointed Chief Information Officer by my boss at the office, and this was before I started therapy and being on medication. So there you go.
Congratulations. That's absolutely amazing. Okay, Afsan, we're gonna go straight back to our
Yeah.
interview and our lessons, but I know we have a little video as well to play, so let's play it now.
Hi, everybody. Zafni here. I just wanted to take a quick, maybe less than a minute to kind of walk you through where you would go to get more information on all the show replays, the pre-show replays, the pre-show, which is this talk show series for SOW Victory Fest 2022. And this is with the information. We are a talk show series that is featuring all talks, conversations, stories that elevate and celebrate women who inspire change for a more equitable and empowered world. And as you can see, we are on live Thursday, so you can check our agenda times. That said, let me walk you through where to go. All right. So when you actually put in our website, you go to our website, which is, let me put it up on screen, sowvictory.com. All right. You will go to our page that says speak. I'm going to remove that so you can see. You can click on where it says speak right there and talk show, right? Sorry, talk show, and you'll get all the information. As you can see, tune in live or catch all replays here. When you click there, what happens is you'll be sent to a page, and you can actually put this into your browser, live.sowvictory.com. You just kind of sign in and register, because the reason we do this is you can also have the opportunity to network and see other events that's happening on our agenda prior to the SOW Victory Fest in May. Then when you're logged in, you'll arrive, not brought, you'll arrive in the lobby area, which is actually not lobby, the foyer area. So when you go there, you can click on agenda. You can see all the shows that we have recorded in the past and watch the replays there. While you're there, click on where it says people, and you can see everyone who is here, and you can connect with them via LinkedIn. And this is a great way for you to actually connect with everyone and network with everyone. That said, that's where you go and watch all the replays, or you can just put it up into your browser where it says tune in live or catch the replays at live.sowvictory.com. All right, everybody, I hope you will be able to join us in our next episode of SOW Victory Fest 2022 pre-show talk show. Bye.
Oh, that was lovely. I got relaxed. Nice music. Okay, Afzan. So let's get back to our interview. And you said something very important that I have noted down here. You
Mhm.
said that when you decided to disclose your condition, obviously in confidence with your coworkers
Mhm.
and employees, they said that it made sense. Your behavior makes sense. Were there any, challenges in communications or conflicts, or like people thought something about your behavior before the diagnosis and before your medication?
Yes. I remember at certain points in my working or in my career, I was absent from the office for a long time. Normally it happens during when I'm experiencing bipolar episode. I mean bipolar depression, and I would not want to wake up. I did not want to get out of bed, and even going to work would be a huge challenge. And even if I went to work, I would be like a zombie. I would just be sitting there and not really doing much. So they noticed that, and see, the misconception about bipolar disorder is that we have mood swings, like that's like a roller coaster every single day. But more often than not more often than not, that's not the case. I experience depression for weeks, sometimes months on end, and then when I go into hypomanic episode, that also lasts for weeks or months. And so it's not it's a complex issue, mental health these mental health issues. And um well, I was also easily irritable.
Hmm.
I like even the smallest thing would irritate me. And when I'm in a stable condition, because having bipolar disorder is not just depression and hypomanic, but also we also have a stable period. So at that time, I would be normal, so called normal. But when I'm experiencing hypomania, I would have racing thoughts. I would speak so fast, nobody could understand me. And there was a point in my life where I actually cleaned out my entire life savings, and I spent it on other people. I didn't spend it on myself. I spent it on other people. I cleaned out my bank account, everything, but down to zero. So I basically now I'm still building up my savings again. And but after therapy, and after medication, I learned how to recognize the triggers. I learned how to recognize the symptoms. I know what to do if I experience the symptoms coming. I know the exercises that I need to do if I start getting experiencing anxiety. I even developed this safe word with my friends, who my close friends.
Yeah.
We have a safe word, like if I mention the word, if we are outside, because I don't like big crowds, and big crowds tend to do something to me. So we developed a safe word system where whenever they hear me mention the word, it's actually a curse word that I don't normally use. So if I say that, they know it's time to pull me out of there and just take me home.
Very
So
good.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it seems
Yeah.
like you learned a lot as well, how to deal with yourself, how to
Yes.
apply yourself, how to exercise, as you said. But then I suppose your absences and everything that you were suffering, I suppose when they found out about your condition, they sort of understood it, and they were able
Yes.
to then. Do you feel they were able to offer you proper support the moment they understood you and the moment they knew also how to handle it, right? Because did you educate them as well of your needs, or did you allow them to sort of do a little bit of research of their own?
I let them ask me anything they want to ask. I don't take offense when they say the wrong thing, because I know they mean well. It's just that they don't know how to deal with these situations. I mean, I myself am still learning
Yeah.
about the disorder. I'm still learning, about how I should face this thing, how I should handle it, how I should manage it. It's a trial and error. Sometimes I think this would work for me, but it doesn't. Like for
Yeah.
example, my therapist suggested journaling, but journaling, to me, it takes too much energy from me because I don't really like writing.
Yeah.
So I do something else. Like I do makeup. Makeup helps me focus. It helps me calm down and things like that. And yeah, they are still learning about my disorder. Even last week they still asked me, they were still asking questions about bipolar disorder, about my medication, what does my medication do to me, and how do I manage to stay awake after medication, because
Yeah.
admittedly the medications do make me feel a bit drowsy at times. So that's why they just, if they see me taking a nap at work, they know it's because of the medicines, and they just let me sleep for a while.
No, no, yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Not because
Pauline.
not because you are lazy.
No, no,
Hi,
no.
ladies. I
Hey.
figured I'll come on because folks, if you don't know, this was supposed to be a Pauline and Afzan show, and I was just going to be behind the scene, but the conversation like really gave me goosebumps. And in case some of you who do not know me yet, right, I'm going to show you. I have this thing called Zev Goosies, right? Zev Goosies. I have that right now because Afzan, Pauline, if you don't mind, I just want to kind of commend
Of
Afzan
course.
here because she said something that I related. So for so many of you professionals out there, including mental health professionals, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to share this journey with Afzan because Afzan, when you said people tell you to journal and you have a challenge with that,
Mhm.
girl, I hear you because I have that challenge. And I love that you said you found another way, which is through makeup and, creatively
Mhm.
fill in that slot. I'm having goosies as I'm talking about this. People, da 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 da, Twilight Zone. But the fact that you said that, that was just an aha moment to me because I now know that I'm not the only one in the world who says, I cannot journal just like impromptu because it just doesn't work for me. I don't know, Pauline,
Uh-huh.
if you have that same thing, but
So
people tell me journal, I feel like I want to like crawl out of my skin
I
because
think
I cannot. Yeah, I cannot relate to that. And I'm glad, Afzan, and thank you so much for sharing this
okay.
because I feel that we folks out there need to hear it, whether you're professional or not. You need to hear it. At times, there's such a struggle from that point of like journal to me, like probably if I see like something scabies or whatever, that I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I have other ways to do it to
That's
overcome
it.
that, right? And
Yep.
thank you, that Afzan. Thank you,
That's
thank
it.
you. That's why I wanted to jump on and make that a point so we can clip this content and share it out with the world because you are absolutely right. Not everything works for everybody,
No,
right?
Uh-huh.
no.
Just like
Yep.
food, we have different tastes, preferences. So for
Yep.
you, you've found the way in your journey of discovery. You found a way that works for you, and makeup does that for you. Girl, thank you so much because that just made my day. I
Yeah,
just had to
totally.
come on. All right, now Zach's gonna shut up and let Pauline wrap up. Bye, everybody.
Hi, everybody. No, but Zeph was very, very right. And as you said, Afzan, therapy triggers, but also therapy are very individual for everybody else.
Mhm.
Different things
Yep.
work for you, and you shouldn't feel bad. And obviously, you are listening to the experts giving you advice, but
Yes.
you have to know yourself,
Yes.
right? You have
That's
to know what
true.
you like. And
Yes.
can you just tell me, maybe the last question, what's the difference now that you're seeing? Like when you're undergoing therapy versus what was before, what's the difference in your life, in your workplace? What's the difference that you're seeing?
The number one thing I realized is that I'm now more in tune with myself. I know myself better. It's like when I started therapy, it's like I started to get to know myself again. I started to fall in love with myself again. I was so filled with self hatred before therapy, before the medication, but as the therapy progresses until now, I'm still learning things about myself that I thought I knew but I didn't, and that helps me in my recovery journey. um in terms of the workplace, I think I am now better equipped to manage my own emotions when I'm in the office. I know how to deal with my colleagues now and not let the little things affect me so much. Um, and there is this mutual respect between me and my colleagues. I mean, I respect their opinion and they respect mine. We may have different opinions on certain mental health issues and things like that, but we agree to disagree, basically. I mean, facts aside, opinions are just that, opinions. There's no right or wrong, so it's just a matter of looking at things from different perspectives, and I've learned to do that better now, and I'm so glad that I decided that at that lowest point in my life where I thought that life was just not worth living, I decided to go and do something about it. I just decided to climb out of that dark hole, and admittedly, I did not do it alone. I had the support of my family. I had the support of my friends. They were, when I told one of my best friends, I think I need to see a psychiatrist, she didn't ask questions. In fact, she went with me to my first appointment. She didn't come in with me, of course, but she drove me there and she sat outside, and then she drove me back. And to me,
Amazing.
that is like the best kind of friendship one could ever ask for. So I have to say I am a very lucky one. I'm one of the lucky few who have this kind of support. I understand that there are a lot of people out there who may not have the kind of support they need,
Yeah,
and I believe that is why I started my advocacy works,
exactly.
outside of my professional outside of my day job, so
And
that
yeah,
people know that they're not alone and there are ways to overcome your mental
and we
health
are
issues.
certainly very lucky to have you here today to share your story. As you said, for these people who might not have that support, they can learn from you, they can take advice from you. That's why you also have your channels, right?
Yes,
To help
yes,
people. Would you
yes.
please remind us one more time where people can find you and where they can follow you?
Yeah, on Instagram, my handle is Babanology, and do subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, Babanology. I interview a lot of people with real mental health issues where they share their stories. And I also volunteer at Yayasan Zuriat Care. I'm the head of Camellia, which is Campaign for Mental Illness, Inclusivity, and Awareness. So you can follow them, Zuriat Care, and also camellia.yzc on Instagram.
Lovely. And you will also be one of the speakers for the SOW Victory Fest that is happening on May 10th and 12th, 2022. So we will be very honored to welcome you back and have a longer session with you.
Yep,
Everybody check
looking
out
forward to
the,
that.
and we are also very looking forward to that. Everybody check out the website, www.solvevictoryfest. And yeah, we would like to see everybody there, May 10th to 12th, 2022. Yeah, on behalf of everybody who is involved in this amazing initiative, Afzan, thank you so much for your kindness in sharing your story. It has been amazing to witness your growth and
Yeah,
to listen to you.
it has been my honor, and thank you for having me tonight.
Pleasure.